Well, so the consensus from my little question earlier this week or late last week on topics that you might be interested in really came up with something, and people are really more curious about diagnosis and how did I know? I mean, how did this come about? What was kind of the backstory on being diagnosed with Parkinson's? So did I know? No, I didn't know. To be honest, Linda did. um, I was suffering with a lot of symptoms that didn't make any sense, as I've said before. Things that just I couldn't connect, and I wasn't. I'm stubborn. I'm kind of a pain in the butt. I'm just a typical guy. When it comes to going to the doctors, I don't like doing it, and I had a lot of things that were suffering with symptoms and just kind of enduring it. I've written things down, so that's why I'm looking down. Like the weak arm and the exhaustion, absolute exhaustion, and I mean like the battery on your phone is at 2%, and it just stops. Exhaustion, not the kind you can push through. The tremors, which would at the time go away when I ate something, so I figured it was just like a low blood sugar. That was my thinking. I just I'm getting older, and I need to eat more regularly and eat less crap and eat better foods and eat on a schedule. And that it made the tremors kind of go away, but it wasn't long term. And of course they stopped going away. Um, Inconclusive tests, like I've talked about with the needles in my arm and the electricity passed through it, and the arm was fine. Um, like slowness. Oh my God, bradykinesis it's called, and I got it. I am painfully slow. Putting on socks in the morning, anything normal that you could just kind of blow through. No, no, I am really slow at it. And the dopamine helps. The medication that I'm on, the levodopa, carbidopa that I'm on, definitely helps with that. But I'm still not very fast anymore. Not that I ever was. But bottom line, the thing that really, cinched this and brought it home was the DAT scan, DAT scan, as they call it. And that is what's called the dopamine transporter imaging test, DAT, dopamine transporter imaging. Don't ask, it doesn't line up, but that's what they call it. Um, and when that test was done, and I've got a little clip here that I've grabbed from a YouTube video that I'm going to show, and it's kind of the procedure that goes into this. My thinking probably is people are wondering about diagnosis, maybe for themselves or maybe for others around them, and maybe somebody started reacting differently in your life, and you think maybe these symptoms line up with Parkinson's, and it could very well be. Here's the thing I learned: every 6 minutes, another person is diagnosed with Parkinson's. So it is one of the top 5 growing neurological diseases in the world, not just in the country, but in the world. Every 6 minutes, somebody's diagnosed. So if you or people around you are acting peculiar, I can't speak as well as I used to either. Then give this video a look and think about the symptoms I've talked about. Maybe talk to your doctor about it. Make sure it's something that gets checked out. There are different versions of Parkinson's. Mine happens to be more tremor based at the moment, but there's dyskinetic based where you'll see people moving uncontrollably. Mine tends to be tremor based right now, and I'm happy with that because it's easier to hide. But it won't be like this forever, and I know that. But anyway, enjoy this little video and everything from I know they've got an older woman in the video, but this could be for anybody at any age. This is just more about how the procedure of the DAT scan is, including strapping your head to the table and making sure that you're immobilized. They even strapped my arms down. I think that was unnecessary, but you cannot. They don't want you to move. They really want you to stay put to make the images become as accurate as possible. It is not a comfortable test. It is a claustrophobic thing, and my claustrophobia has become a thing since before my diagnosis. Somewhere along the way, I started getting really claustrophobic, and I've never been that way. So that's just another thing. Anyway, enjoy the video.
A full explanation of what the imaging study involves will be given to you. Please note, you should be able to lie flat with minimal movement for the duration of the scan, usually around 40 minutes, including setup time. Upon request, you can see what both the imaging camera and the platform look like. Also, if desired, a caregiver can remain in the room with you throughout the study. A radiopharmaceutical will be slowly injected by IV into your arm approximately 3 to 6 hours before the procedure. Depending on the recommendations of your doctor, you might be requested to remain in the patient waiting room for care and observation. If not, you can leave the department and return in time for your scan. You may eat and drink as usual, and, as with other nuclear medicine procedures, you are encouraged to drink plenty of liquids and use the bathroom often. For the scan, you will be asked to lay on the imaging bed with your head in an extending headrest. You will be asked to remove any metals such as hearing aids or hair accessories from your head and neck area. To keep your head still, straps or tape may be placed around your head and chin, depending on your preference and the technologist's discretion. The straps are used to help your head remain perfectly still throughout the study, which is imperative for the exam. Straps can also be used to support the arms, and a support can be placed under your knees to take any pressure off your back. The camera heads will be brought in as close as possible to your head to maximize the structural detail that is captured in the scan. The camera heads will rotate slowly around your head to acquire images for approximately 30 minutes. At the end of the image acquisition, you can get off the table but should wait in the department until the images have been checked for technical quality. If the scan is okay, you will be free to leave the department. The length of the whole procedure from arrival to departure is approximately 5 to 6 hours, depending on the time between injection and scan, as well as any need for rescan. Following processing, the scan will be interpreted and the report will be forwarded to your doctor.
So as you can see on the DAT scale, anything that's over, according to this image that I'm showing right now, 1.65 is a normal dopamine level on their scale, 1.65 to 2.0. Anything 2.0 and above is considered abnormal. And then you come to, this is actually from my scan. This is the numbers for me personally. 3.69 on the right side of my brain and 3.17 on the left side of my brain. Now my Parkinson's right now is left side dominant, meaning that my left leg, my left arm, anything on the left side of me is affected mostly by Parkinson's right now. And as you may or may not know, your right side of your brain controls the left side of your body, and the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body. So the fact that my right side, 3.69, is higher than the 3.17 on the left side makes total sense. You know, now that I've had the scan done, and this is really the only definitive way to determine positive Parkinson's diagnosis. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. It is the definitive way to know about Parkinson's. So there you go. There's a little bit about my situation and a little bit about the DAT scan and a little bit about symptoms that you may want to look out for in yourself or in anybody that you know. Thanks for watching.